Okay, we are just in SUI coin right here, and you can see what's going on. It has been parabolic ever since it's touched right there back in August 4th, 2024. Touched that green threshold. That's why I have them. Okay, wasn't able to get into SUI coin because, well, I just made up these charts and I've been following it for the last 4 weeks. So I haven't been able to buy this investment or get in early, but I'm looking at it and it looks great. So I'm going to talk about it. All right. So look at all that volume here. Look at these volume candles. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parabolic volume candles after another. SUI now has coming off of its all-time high, $2.17, and breaking above it. Like, see that 1 week? It's a 1 week candle just exploding above it. And then now hitting a top sort of $2.35. That's where the resistance happened to be. Okay, and so we're going to go into the 1 day chart. We're going to look at that. And it was probably because it hit some sort of a trend line. That's probably what happened, like a technical trend line. So I haven't gone into great detail with SUI coin, but do think, okay, it's going to make its way up to $3.12, right around that number, because of this technical line that SUI has made here. Okay, so that's where I see SUI heading, right there, $3.12. Now, if we were to talk about price today, we'll get into the 4-hour chart because it is in price discovery. Okay, so we got resistance, really. So we got some resistance there at $2.17. So we probably will break below that $2.17, and it's probably going to break and bounce on $1.91. That's probably where it's going to break and bounce on, because that's where the current moving averages are, and it tends to come down to its 100 moving average. You can see it did that there, okay, back in early October. And that's what happened here after it broke to its all-time high. It came down to its 100 moving average, so it's probably going to recede down there, right around, and stay in between this box here. That's more than likely what's going to happen. If it does fall below $1.91, because that's where it shows sort of support there and resistance, $1.91 as sort of a major. And if it breaks below that, it's looking at $1.84, $1.78, and then a nice gap down to $1.60, and then $1.50. That's where the support is. There's a little bit more below $1.40 and in between $1.30. And then ultimately, the major breakdown would be $1.17, $1.20. And that would be below its 365 moving average. To the 1 day chart, you can see there, these moving averages are looking absolutely parabolic and bullish as you can get. Okay, so it is in a bull run and has been for a while, because you can see that this 200 moving day average is just tearing through and causing the 365 to actually come through the 200 moving average eventually. Once that happens, I would see price drop, but you could see this 100 now moving day average working its way through and eventually coming to that 200 moving average to even push up higher. So that's what it indicates is happening. So there's a little bit of a delay here. You can see as soon as it's crossing through that 365, it's showing a bit of a drop, but after that, it'll probably push up. On the 1 day chart here, this is an absolute bull run. You can see it's moving away from the 21 moving average, and then it usually comes back down to it to touch. So after, you can see here, after it breaks out, it likes to break away from its 21 moving day average, and then it comes back down to touch. If anytime it crosses back through it on the 1 day, I would be a little concerned and start looking at it then, but it hasn't yet. So for me, I'm staying away. I'm not buying any of this right now as it's gone parabolic. I would be buying if it came down to $1.70 below this $1.91, but since it's broken above that, it's telling me that it wants to come up to $3. In this investment, there's just not enough growth right now, and there's a lot more altcoins to look at. That's all. But this is a great investment. So that's SUI coin right now. I do think it's very bullish. Do think it's heading to $3. That's where it's working its way up. You can see these moving averages are absolutely parabolic. So keep an eye on them. Be concerned, but probably will hit this trend line now that it's broken above. And again, if it does come down here, it's looking at $2.16, and then there is a gap down right to $1.91. But I do think it'll sit on that $1.91 area before breaking higher. So that's the short-term price. If it does keep going higher, it needs to break above $2.35. So that's SUI coin.